The Saints really screwed up. The Saints really screwed up. The fan base is irate. 32 teams messed up not drafting Shedeur Sanders. And even though the Cleveland Browns eventually got him in round 5, they messed up as well. 32 teams passed on this man in the second round. Shouldn't have happened. Passed on this man in the third round. Shouldn't have happened. Fourth round. And in the fifth round, all the teams that passed on him until the Browns took him. And you can run your mouth all you want about, he interviewed badly, he did this, he did. He's been nothing but professional and just humble through this entire process since being drafted. Proven himself, speaking in humble fashion, acting as if he's fine with his draft slot. He's ready to prove everyone wrong, talking about Tom Brady's story being very similar to his story. And don't sit there and twist up what he's saying and say that, oh, he's like Caleb, where he says he wants more rings than Tom Brady. He's simply saying overlooked. And the Browns have a gem. Do the Browns know that they have a gem? Shedeur's throwing dimes in camp right now. And we got Restrepo, a wide receiver we've talked about on this channel for quite some time. And we talked about how this might be the best. And I like A.O. Manor. We grabbed that guy and Restrepo, and you cuff them together in a best ball draft because one of those two will pop in Tennessee with Cam Ward. Restrepo is the wide receiver that Cam Ward played with in college, and he went to bat to try and get him drafted. And every team he interviewed with, he said, I want him with me. I want you to draft my college wide receiver, bring him over. He's been looking great in camp as well. We're going to go over all of this and more and draft. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
I mean, how stupid are some of these teams? How stupid is all 32 teams are stupid to some degree. Because even the Bengals should have grabbed him in round 4. Even the Cardinals should have grabbed, especially teams with a quarterback that kind of feels like it would be a good plug-and-play situation. Why would you not grab Shedeur Sanders? Why would you not, if you're even the Ravens, grab Shedeur Sanders? Why would, if you're the Miami Dolphins, not grab Shedeur Sanders? Especially when you're in flux with your quarterback situation. Why would the Steelers not also grab Shedeur Sanders? Are you afraid? Are you a petrified Peter about your quarterback feeling like he's got to look over his shoulder? Then your quarterback's not your quarterback. Why didn't the Jaguars, out of all teams, because they have Travis Hunter, draft Shedeur Sanders? That I don't know. And you can say until you're blue in the face, blah, 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 blah. Smitty, he interviewed bad. I'm trying to tell you that if I was a GM, a suit, a decision maker, part of the brass, I would come out and say to everybody else, you guys, let's not miss this opportunity that is a zero risk proposition. Let's not overlook the fact that he's been under his father's thumb his entire football career. Hasn't been coached by anybody else but Deion Sanders. And that maybe once we realize we have a person with a psychology mind like your boy right here, a psych degree, come in and say, I think if we rapture him away from his father, the stuff that he's pressured to say in an interview, maybe his dad said, you're going to go in and make yourself look a little bad here. We don't know what happened, and I don't care. You know what I would say? I know what my eyes tell me. I know what a 4th or a 5th round draft capital cost of entry tells me. The risk is zero. The risk is low. And the Browns, you might say, oh, they made a smart move waiting. They didn't. They drafted a kid, Gabriel, who when he came off the podium, I think it was today or yesterday, there was a security looking guard that was sitting there like making sure everybody was where they needed to be. And as soon as Gabriel walked off the platform, he goes, he's shorter than me. He said it 3 times. He's shorter than me. He's shorter than me. And everyone's like, this kid's not going to be good. He's not going to be good. You drafted him ahead of Shedeur, and now you feel some sort of obligation to run him out there. Just what a waste of a pick. Don't tell me the Browns did good, because the Browns wasted a pick on that kid. They could have grabbed someone else. Why not Isaiah Bond? Why not bring in Isaiah Bond now? I don't know why teams are just completely discarding this kid that's out to try and prove himself innocent before, he's deemed guilty by everybody. Isaiah Bond was a great player to draft, but nobody's going near him. And yet the Browns will go get Gabriel and then draft Shedeur, who's much better. This is an insane situation. Gabriel's a garbage quarterback. Shedeur is a potential top 10 quarterback. And anybody that's just piling on the doubt at this point, you're just trying to double down. Wait until this kid gets his shot. He's already taking it in stride. He's already going and grabbing the bull by the horns. He's already throwing dimes, and his attitude and humility and humbleness is being seen by everybody. And the Browns specifically are ultra impressed with how he's handled himself. And even the reactions he had right away on camera. And you get all these people talking behind closed doors about how he was this way and that way. I haven't once seen Shedeur act out of pocket. I haven't once seen Shedeur in an interview or in front of people act in a way that makes me think he shouldn't have been drafted. I can't wait to watch him rise. I just hope the Browns don't screw this up. They're certainly capable of it. This is the same organization that gave Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million deal when it was unheard of at that point. And those numbers were so out of whack back then. They're climbing. The salary cap increases. Of course, we're getting closer to Deshaun Watson's fully guaranteed contract now, but that's years and years later. Deshaun Watson was the worst trade in NFL history, the worst contract in NFL history, and will always be in conjunction the worst trade and contract in NFL history. So this is a dumb organization that's running things here, proven by them taking Shedeur Sanders in the fifth round instead of earlier. Now you could say, oh, they got to steal, but there's some negatives to this. There's some commitment, level of commitment to a fifth rounder versus a third or a fourth rounder. There's the lack of respect you have for the player. He's getting paid less. There's so much going on with that. You cannot just say, chalk it up to an amazing value. What a great job, the Browns. The Browns could have grabbed somebody instead of Gabriel to pair with Shedeur, but they didn't. And they didn't. They ended up wasting one of their picks and going and getting Shedeur anyway. It was a stupid decision by the Browns to do the way they did it. And it was even dumber by the 31 teams that passed on Shedeur Sanders 4 times. And in some cases 5. Can't wait to watch him throw dimes. Here's the report where he started talking about this, saying my story is going to be similar. Shedeur is ready to make every team that passed on him regret their decision. He's humble. He's hungry. And any of you running your mouth even right now, I see you, Jolts. You're running your mouth like you always do. You're running your mouth like you always do. Humbleness where? I just told you. Are you not listening? Open up your ears, bro. I just started to explain. There's not one time you can go to a podium-like interview and not see this kid with his hands behind his back. Yes, sir. I'm going to prove to everybody I'm here. I'm not looking at the past. I'm looking at the future. I got to go prove it to myself. I got to prove that I'm right. I got to prove myself. What are you talking about, bro? So I can't wait. I can't wait to watch him rise. Pick him up in your dynasty leagues. Don't leave him out there in your dynasty leagues. Don't leave him out there in especially super flex leagues. If you've got an upcoming rookie draft and you need a quarterback, make sure you snag him somewhere at some point. He'll probably go undrafted. Maybe this makes him climb into the 3rd or 4th round or something like that. It's hard to know what this hype is doing because a lot of people still hate him. A lot of people still are rooting against him. A lot of people are rooting for him to fail. The amount of failure, and this started before the draft. This started before the draft. Everybody wanted this kid to fail because of his dad. And you'll even see some of the ridiculous Mickey Mouse comments in my comment section over and over and over. People are making fools of themselves. Saying things like, his dad, I hate his dad. I'm glad. Stop talking about his dad. His dad has nothing to do with what he's going to do at the NFL level. His dad has nothing to do with why you should be rooting against him. That is a lazy take. Lazy take. He was getting brought down by so many people that wanted to see him fail before he even stepped foot on that in that room on draft night awaiting his name to be called, and it was not called. It was not called. Here, I think we're gonna talk about where he goes in the drafts tonight, where he should go, should even be drafted at all. Probably not until we get into Superflex. But like, let's say when we get into a underdog draft tonight, and if he was deemed the starter, if he had won the job, where would we or should we take him? Is he a guy you draft as your third quarterback in a 1 QB best ball? Not yet. But if he's deemed starting, let's say in August, he's starting. Let's say you want to have a potential situation like Milroe or Sanders as a third quarterback. And in some cases, people draft, 4 quarterbacks. But I think the time will come. The time will come when he will be a relevant conversation for best ball. The time will come where people agree with me that he's a relevant dynasty conversation. He's certainly got a ton of super flex appeal. And he goes undrafted in some super flex formats. So does Milroe. Milroe goes really late in a lot of formats. I love Shedeur and Milroe. I'm actually very intrigued by the idea of taking Shedeur and Milroe and being very risky with my QB2 in a Superflex draft, especially startup, and maybe trying to go after Fields and trying to go after other players. And if I miss on them, I know I've got a backup plan and I get crafty with my Superflex until a quarterback rises. Can't wait. Garrett, Sanders is so mid, Smitty. Oh, thank you, Garrett. Garrett, should I just close the live stream down now since I'm so wrong and you're so right? And apparently I must be misguided? I guess, Garrett, we'll just slowly back out of the live stream and I'll just end it now that I realize I've been wrong. I've been wrong the whole time, Garrett. I've been wrong the whole time.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Okay. Let's get cooking on this piece here, and then we'll open the phone lines, and then we'll potentially jump right into a draft. Again, nobody should be taking Shedeur in a best ball draft right now. If he does get anointed the starter, let's say this thing unravels really quickly for the Browns' other plans of drafting Gabriel and all this other stuff, and Shedeur climbs, and he should climb quick. I'm telling you, then we have an opportunity to say this guy deserves to be one of the last picks in best ball drafts if he's starting. Understand what I'm saying. For those of you saying you can't take him at best ball, clean the wax out of your ears. This kid, Cam Ward, vied for every team that was considering drafting him to go get Restrepo. Restrepo is a really solid kid. This kid was his receiver, for those that don't know, at Florida. This is a guy that had a remarkable talent in contested catches. I got his stats right here. Here's his college stats at Miami. 69 receptions and 1127 and 11 TDs in 2024. He had 85 receptions in 2023 for 1092 and 6 touchdowns. He's a solid prospect, and no one's kidding themselves by saying that there's some risk involved in drafting Restrepo, especially at the end of a draft. But I love drafting him and Ayomanor together because I think between Ayomanor and Restrepo, we have a very underrated wide receiver. Not that both will be super underrated, but dare I say that the wide receiver in Houston, the number 2, obviously after Nico, whether it's Higgins or Noel, dare I say that the winner, the higher productive player of Restrepo and Ayomanor could be just as good as Higgins, if not better. I'm not saying it's guaranteed they're better. I'm just saying you quietly are getting a dog if you're drafting and cuffing these two together. And you might say, Smitty, cuffing 2 players like that is insane. I don't think it is. I think that Cam Ward's going to make somebody very relevant. I don't believe in Ridley for the long term, let alone the long term 2025 season, maybe early on. I believe Cam Ward develops one of these wide receivers into his number 1 And I think there's a world where Restrepo or Amanor becomes a top 25, top 30 receiver. Like, and that's being cautious. I think they could be better. So there could be a dog. There could be a gem in here between the two of them. I think Cam Ward leans on one of them. I think Cam Ward makes one of them solid. How good do you think he'll truly be in Cleveland? Question mark, question mark. Apparently, Garrett's just blown away by the fact that I like Shedeur Sanders. I think Shedeur Sanders could be in Cleveland if all goes well, Garrett. And I can't guarantee everything goes well, Garrett. I'm not sure that everybody is going to see what I see, Garrett. So you're not gonna hold one over on me and said, Smitty, oh, I told you he's gonna fail. There's no guarantees because Cleveland is driving this thing, Garrett. I have no control over it. I could just identify the talent and the upside. And you can sit back and continue to listen to other Mickey Mouse shows about, Shedeur doesn't have good accuracy. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks to ever play in college. Oh, but Smitty, he was checking down. There's a reason for that. You got an excuse for everything. But the truth of the matter is, my boy, that if Shedeur's believed in and enabled, and you've got Judkins, you got Dylan Sampson, you got Judy, you got an arsenal, you got a defense, you got a Joku, you got Fannin. Fannin is one of the best tight end prospects coming out of the class. There's a world where Fannon's the #1 tight end in this draft class. He pulls a Laporta and is better than, like Laporta was better than Kincaid and Michael Mayer. This is a draft class where Fannin, the #1 yardage getter out of all the wide receivers and tight ends in 2024 in college football. Fannin outproduced Jeremiah Smith, Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, everybody. Fannin outproduced everybody in receptions and yardage. He's practically a wide receiver. You got Fannin and Joku, Judy, Judkins, Dylan Sampson. There's a lot to like in Cleveland. Defense, this team is literally a quarterback away from being a team that can vie for a wild card spot. So how good could Shedeur be? He could be top 12. He could be a top 12 quarterback in this league. Is it right away, Garrett? Not necessarily, Garrett. Is he a lock to do it, Garrett? Just like I said, it's up to the Browns, and this is a team that gave Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million contract. So I don't know the answer to that, Garrett. Thank you for the super chat. Jake, appreciate you. Smitty, I'll bet you $25 on record Caleb Johnson has a better career than Ted McMillan, RJ Harvey, and Judkins. Jake, there's no way for me to, first of all, I don't do transactional bets. You want to do a $25 super chat versus something on this channel, I'll let you co-host a segment. I'll write Jake Burgess on my arms for a whole entire show. Do whatever. Tell me what in that realm that you want, and we'll do a challenge together. But I on principle don't do transactional 1-for-1s with people, because you know how many people would just come at me all day long, bro. You want to do something like that? I'll do that with you. RJ Harvey is the one that's gonna take you out on that one, bro. I do like Caleb Johnson. I don't like his situation. And I don't love Caleb Johnson more than those other guys, but okay. So Restrepo and Amanor, one of those two are going to be dogs. They're going to be straight up dogs. And this kid's battled adversity his whole life. He's a good kid, and Cam Ward was adamant. You draft me to all the teams. I want you to draft my boy Restrepo, my college wide receiver that I made into a strong wide receiver. He wants him. He wants the familiarity. This is like Tank Dell. This is like where, Burrow gets chased. Tank Dell goes with Stroud. And look, there's a world where he still plays really well, even as the 2. This is a dynasty player to keep an eye on. As we've talked about, Isaiah Tesla is really not in a good position to get targets, but he is an impressive guy. We've definitely touched on how if he was in a different situation, it would be very attractive. But Goff is going to probably be a slight downtick in value and production this year as they lose Ben Johnson in Detroit. They probably lean on the run a lot more. But there are some good plays that Isaac Tesla is making in practice. And he's a nice little cuff too. If you take JMO, if you take St. Brown, Tesla is becoming a must cuff for a wide receiver, Detroit wide receiver drafted. That's where I believe in best ball he has the most value. So cuff the two together, okay? If you grab JMO, grab Tesla. If you grab St. Brown, grab Tesla. This is a one of those rarity wide receiver cuff situations, but it protects you in a tremendous fashion. Because if one of those two wide receivers gets hurt, he will be relevant for an amount of games that he's allowed to play in a role that's enhanced. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. Dial into the show. Dial into the show. Phone number's on screen. I've got the phone line open. I'm pretty sure the phone lines will work. Derek Carr retired. We talked about that, and we haven't quite yet hammered home a little bit more in detail of how wrong and the failure that is the New Orleans Saints not getting Shedeur Sanders. What a group of I don't know. I want to say imbeciles over in New Orleans making decisions. I don't care if they're trying to dive. Like, first of all, trying to dive is stupid when you got a quarterback that's competent right in front of you and you don't go get him. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely inexcusable, to be honest with you. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
It's funny. Part of the Cleveland fan base really doesn't understand the gem that they might have in Shedeur either.
Yeah, hold on one second. Travis, hold on one second. Jump into a Schnauzer right now. Schnauzer draft. Go ahead. Underdog, promo code Smitty. Hit the Schnauzer button. The Schnauzer. Do it live. Link is dropped in the live chat. Here we go. I'll drop the link in the live chat. Jump in a Schnauzer draft with me. If you don't get into mine, that's okay. You'll get into the one right next to it. I'll use similar logic and thinking to dominate your draft. Go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I was listening to a reporter was talking about how this week he went to a school and visited some kids, which was cool. It was good. But I guess he had a camera crew with him, and they were playing some clips of people that were calling in the local radio station, like trashing him. Like, yeah, we're a blue-collar city. We don't need cameras following us around. He's an egomaniac. He's a prima donna. And it's like, I mean, say what you want about the cameras, but it's like the dude's trying to ingratiate himself in the community. He's saying and doing the right things.
Yeah.
You know, it's rookie camp. He's looked good in rookie camp so far. Like, he's doing what he should do. Like,
and he hadn't had a chance to separate himself from his father yet. And you saw what Shiloh did.
There's always going to be a personality.
But Shiloh,
personality is one thing.
Look what Shiloh did. Look what Shedeur did. As soon as they realized this wasn't working, they separated themselves from their father, and the father stepped back. And he said, "We got to reevaluate this." So any team that took Shedeur would have had that opportunity. But now they're sitting there going, "Damn it, he really is going to let his father fall back." And we should have grabbed the kid. We should have grabbed the kid. Now we don't have him. He's clearly going to be in that state. Why did the entire league pass on him? Question mark, Garrett. Garrett, why did the entire league pass on Tom Brady like they did? Why did the entire league not draft Kurt Warner? Why did the entire league, not draft Arian Foster? Why did the entire, what are you talking about, bro? Is that really a question I need to answer for you?
How many mistakes have teams made?
I mean, what are we talking about here? Okay, hold on one second. Let me. I think the draft is already underway. It went Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Barkley, JJ. This is a Schnauzer draft. $3 win $100K. Bijan Gibbs, Ashton Genty, Malik Neighbors on the clock. I hate getting this pick and not getting Lamb or Genty and I don't hate St. Brown. I'm just going to go Puka here. I haven't drafted a lot of Puka. I keep drafting Puka on streams where I'm drafting with you guys because you snipe all the 4 or 5 guys I love. Neighbors, Genty, Lamb. So I end up drafting a lot of Puka I end up only drafting Puka when I'm drafting with you guys from that slot. And I keep getting that draft slot. I don't know why I never get an early draft spot. What?
Did you see the $20 super chat? Did you see that one?
What's the word? Dropping a super chat on screen. $20 holla.
alert. Super chat alert.
My man dropping a 20 watt on screen, and it goes as follows. I might have to draft real quick and come back to answer this question. So what's the word? Hang tight real quickly. I'm on the clock. Here we go. Let's see. Brock Bowers. I do this a lot. Brock Bowers. I'm going to go H-hand. I usually go Brock Bowers. I usually go Puka Bowers or BT Bowers when I'm drafting with you guys. So I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go H-hand instead. Okay, let's get back to the super chat real quickly. This super chat, this $20 holler from my boy. It says, hate to say it because it's corny and a bit low brow and it's exhausting, but it seems a lot like Shedeur hate is at least semi-racial. Weird times. Hope he succeeds. I don't know. I'm not going to go there necessarily. I will say this. I appreciate your $20 holler. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you for dropping that. I will just address that real quickly and say that there's always going to be somebody that's looking at something from one way and somebody looking at it from one way, somebody looking at it from another way. I think this wasn't and doesn't have anything to do with that because in a grand scheme, because there's other examples in this draft where it's not affecting other players.
Number one pick.
Yeah, I like Cam Ward.
Number one pick of the draft.
Cam Ward was not I just, so I don't buy that. But I do think that you have a lot of people that hated Deion Sanders so much that was affected, and that was a very, very negative part of this process. And the crazy part is, like I said, you throw someone with a psychology mind in the mix here, and I would have sat down with every single team that asked me my advice, which none of them would. No question. They don't care what a fantasy guy has to say about it. But if I did have the opportunity, I would say this. I would say, once you separate him from from Deion. Deion's got his own things to worry about. He's going to be worried about college football. He can't be there, sitting there at the facility. Like, once you separate this, you're going to get a different picture, a different player. And his dad is so polarizing to anybody, let alone him and his sons, that they probably did do whatever he said. But I would have been smarter than that. I would have said, I don't care if his dad told him to walk in here and be an asshole. I'd be like, look, I know what's going on here. This kid just needs to be separated from his father, needs to become his own man. He's at an arrested development. Does anybody know what arrested development is? Michael Jackson, any child star. You don't have the same childhood that a normal kid has. So you're not as mature, and you can say that's a problem. I don't want to deal with that. But there's so much talent here to not deal with it in the third round, the fourth round. It's crazy, man. And to this point right here from Jay Freezy, because I don't know if I've made it. I think I might have made it seem like I don't like Deion. I like Deion. I love Deion. I made it clear that if you drafted Shedeur, if a team could pull it off, and we talked about this in the offseason, if a team could pull it off and go get Hunter and then Shedeur, trade up and get Shedeur. Little did we know you could get him in the third, fourth, fifth round. That I'd really have Deion Sanders coach my team. I'd be fine with that. I think you'd sell tickets. I think it would be an exciting endeavor. I'm not saying you need to do it. I'm not saying I'd fire a coach to necessarily do it, but this would be an entertaining proposition. And the Raiders were a team that didn't have a coach at one point, and we thought that could be a possibility, and it ended up not happening. Hold on, let me draft real quickly. I do like Deion. I'm not like everybody else. H-hand, Puka, Josh Allen, or Breece Hall. I'll go with Rashee Rice. I timed out. Hopefully it's Rashee Rice. It is. Okay. I'm going to go Rashee. This is early. I haven't drafted Rashee Rice in the third round ever. But it's such a close turn here. And the fact that I could get Mahomes later, although I might get sniped by even mentioning it, but it is what it is. I'm going to try and deploy a Mahomie and Rice situation. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Damn, that Worthy got taken at that 36 pick. That would have been phenomenal if I could have got Worthy and Rice. But anyway, what I was saying was I like Deion, and I don't want anybody to take away that from me saying Deion Sanders is, man, this guy's sniping the hell out of me. Breece Hall and Xavier Worthy. I probably would say that Deion's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but I like Deion. I like Deion, and I'm not holding anything against Deion. If you watch football back when Deion was in his prime, when you watch Prime in his prime, he was exciting for the game. He was absolutely exciting for the game, and it's crazy to me. Do I go Travis Hunter here or Marion? Let's just go. I'm going to go a little wide receiver crazy here. Got Puka, Achane, Rashee Rice, Travis Hunter. Not my typical team. We'll see if I like it. I don't know. It's interesting. But Prime was great for the game. He was so fun to watch. He go to the. It was just like Dennis Rodman. Like, what? Do we not have balls anymore? Do we not have the ability to coach difficult people? Like, are we just a bunch of crybabies now? Dennis Rodman was a mind game master. You put him on the court. Yeah, he was trouble in the locker room, but he made people foul out, punch him in the face. Like, he was crazy. Dennis Rodman was crazy, and he was tough to handle. But Deion Sanders was tough to handle. Like, this is crazy, man. This kid, what is this kid really doing things that are disruptive? Has anybody ever, aside from hear a story, has ever seen Shedeur Sanders act like anything close to Deion or a Dennis Rodman or anybody? Has anybody seen him be anything but humble at a microphone? So this is why it's wild to me. And I don't care about Deion Sanders because I'm smart enough to know that Deion's got his own thing going on. Shedeur's going to mature and develop as his own guy from his Arrested development, and he's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait. Denny. Denny's on the phone. What's up, Denny?
Denny Rodman.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Garrett says comparing Sanders to Tom Brady is absolutely wild. Who did that?
No.
Who did that?
You didn't do that.
No, nobody said that.
Stop
Garrett, now
it,
you're
dude.
embarrassing yourself. Garrett, I appreciate your super chats, but you're using super chats to embarrass yourself right now. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hold on, Denny.
Take a big laugh.
I mean, really, bro. No one said that. No one said that, Garrett. You're embarrassing yourself. Go ahead, Denny. Denny's breathing heavy tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice.
Thank you, Denny.
Deion Sanders, I remember him, from back in the day. I always loved that guy. I always thought he was funny.
So
I love when everyone was clutching their pearls. When he, I remember when he was playing baseball. And he took his baseball bat and he made a dollar bill sign in the dirt. And then the catcher, who was the catcher from Boston? The guy that did the thing, what the hell? Carlton Fisk. He was playing for Chicago at the time, and he went after him. How is this guy? Deion Sanders. Everybody hated
Denny, I don't know where you're going. I don't know where you're going with this, but yeah, hold on one second. Let me keep the show moving. Let me handle it from here.
Whoa! You're not listening to this.
No, but Denny, you're scrambling all over the place. You gotta say what you're trying to say. Real quickly, let me express my.
What is this?
Let me show my team real quick. Puka Nacua, Achane, Rashee Rice, Travis Hunter, Trey Henderson.
Awful.
Trey Henderson. Kind of a unique team.
Awful. Your team's the worst.
Trey Henderson. You don't like Trey Henderson? You didn't even know you drafted him.
No, I like Henderson. I love him. Of course I
Denny
like
doesn't even know you.
What am I?
You don't even know you drafted him, Denny. You haven't even paid attention. You know what you're saying right now.
I'm trying to tell you something.
Hey, but you took
I'm
forever.
trying to be on your side.
Okay, go ahead.
And you never listen.
You're taking forever, Denny. You're taking.
I'm trying to tell you now. You listen to me right now. You know what? Enough.
Okay, go ahead.
No more bunk beds.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, what I'm saying about Deion Sanders is, back on point, he came up the hard way. You think his kid's going to come up like him? You got the same idea as Bronny. Everyone wanted Bronny. Bronny was awful. You know, he came up. He's a rich kid. He's a rich, spoiled kid. He's never gonna come up like Deion. No, that kid's gonna suck. Go ahead and draft him. I guarantee you right now.
Garrett moved on, you know, after he realized that no one said and compared Brady to Shedeur, so he moved on. He moved on to Denny. He said Denny's brain is mashed potatoes. Look, if Denny's brain is mashed potatoes, Denny has his own button on the channel.
Get your own button, huh?
Get your own button, Garrett.
You know what? At least they got a button. All right,
got a button.
Thanks for answering. You know, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna have the hang up button. At least I got a button, though. You know what I mean? I'll take my button. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Smitty.
All right, Denny, you got 3 X's anyway, which is it's not anything in my control.
All right.
It happens. It happens. I love you, pal. Call in later.
All right, I forgive him. Yeah. All right, I love you too. You know, I forgive it. I forgive the 3 X's. You know.
Yeah, but you got it. That's why you got to stay on point. As I'm trying to help you, stay on point. You stay clear and concise. Then you're not going to get 3 X's, but you got them. All right, Denny, appreciate you. Rules are rules. Rules are rules. You got 3 X's. Super chat here. Dynasty team: 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 3 flex. Big team, big roster. QBs are Nix, Murray, A. Rich, Bijan Brees, RJ Harvey, Chase, Neighbors, London, Worthy, Jamo, Ibuka, McBride, Pitts. I like it. It's a good team. Trade Ibuka, Kyler, and Leggett for JD5 and Debo in a millisecond. And I love Ibuka's long-term value in Dynasty, but, bro, JD5 is worth that bump, bro. And I love Debo this year.
And he gets Debo.
Smash that trade. Smash it. Yeah, Debo's like gravy on that. Don't look at Debo as a liability. He's extra. BP says, Garrett, the whole entire league passed on him because they're certified idiots. I agree. It's such a weak, no offense, Garrett, but such a weak and lazy argument. So then why did the other teams pass on him? It's like something my mom would say. My mom sees a lowrider. Did they ever think about the speed bumps? Oh, I bet they didn't. I bet they didn't. Garrett thinks he's onto something. Like, this is the NFL. Haven't you watched Draft Day? It's so realistic. Some of these guys don't know what they're doing. Garrett, my favorite comment is when someone says, "What, you think you know more than the GMs and owners?" Yeah. Why else would an arrogant prick like myself be on YouTube constantly? Damn it. I timed out. Did I time out on Paul? I timed out on Pollard, your boy. There you go, Travis. Would I ever take Pollard? Yeah. When I auto draft him, damn it.
You did, yeah.
I did. I took him and I did it live. I was trying to find some. I should have.
When you get a chance, can you throw the number up for Jake? He's new here. He doesn't have a number.
Yeah. The weak, thinned, small man wanted to show a 20-year-old that they have the power. Now his is the NFL. Now his is the NFL. Thank you, BP. Appreciate you. Let's go over. I'm going to draft Cam Scatterbo here, get him on the roster. I should have just grabbed him early here. I still like my team a lot. Mahomes, Achane, Henderson, Pollard, Scatterbo, Nakua, Rashee Rice, and Travis Hunter. Pretty solid. Different team than I normally draft, but I kind of like having a different team. And Vidal with a $10 hauler. If your QBs was Tua, Baker, Shedeur, and Dynasty, would you spend a 2027 round on Shuck? Hell no. For a round 1, trade a round 1 2027 on Shuck? I don't even think Shuck is going to last in the league, so hell no, bro. Milroe, maybe. You know, I think I'd rather you give up like 2 or 3 second rounders for Milroe and not throw a 1 at him, because you should be able to get Milroe cheaper. But bro, Tyler Shuck, no way. Okay, rules are rules. Once you get the 3 X's, you can't call back. I just need to tell Denny this. Denny probably doesn't remember or know this. So Denny, the only reason I answered is because you are an absolute legend on this channel. But once you get 3 X's, you can't call back. It's just the rule of the show, and it's not my control. It's whatever.
Listen to me what you're good at. Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, Smitty. All I got to say is, okay, everyone's son now, right? Okay. Who got drafted early? The kid, his dad, Marvin.
I still don't know what you're saying.
Right. Big hype. Okay.
Okay.
No, Smitty. Okay. Hype. Smitty.
Marvin Harrison.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hype. Okay. Bronny James. Hype. Okay. This kid. Hype. He didn't come up like his kid. He didn't grow up hard like his
Denny,
kid did. Is what Sanders. They didn't come in. I'm out.
I'm cutting out. He does not even know what he's saying. I think he's trying to say Bronny hype shouldn't be in the league, in the NBA. Marvin Harrison's your hype shouldn't be where, whatever.
Any player's son.
Shouldn't be in the league. Okay, Denny. I see where you're going with that, but no. The answer is no. And no, Tyler Shuck, hell no. Hell no. Vidal, go after Milrow. Go after, try and upgrade into, Mahomes or Dak Prescott's a great buy low. Man, I'm getting sniped left and right. Travis Kelce. Yeah, Denny doesn't like father-son, sports moments. Maybe Denny might have to do with Denny's papa. I think that's a papa moment. Denny, I'm here for you. If you need a little psychology and Smitty, I can tell you, how this might relate to daddy issues. You're just really mad because dad didn't throw the ball. So you're upset when you see a father and son duo in the league. I mean, if LeBron played long enough, both his kids would be in the NBA. And his other son looks like he's way better than Bronny.
Yeah.
He's way better than Bronny.
Super Chat's flying in tonight, huh?
Yeah, they're back. We're back, baby. We're back. All right, I got a phone call here. Let me answer. Let me merge this call real quickly. Sim Valley says, Denny, make no mistake, you are treasured beyond measure. The few, the proud. Denny, Sim Valley loves you, bro. He loves you. Denny, you are loved here on this channel. 815, what's your name and where are you calling from? 815.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
I'm from Illinois, Chicago.
What's your name, bro?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Brandon.
Okay.
I'm wondering if Javonte Williams or Tyjae Spears, do they have any potential? Or would you cut them for Dynasty?
I mean, Tajae's kind of an intriguing player for sure, but he's got one ACL, in one knee, and he has no ACL in the other knee. Not that that's held him back yet, but at some point it will. So long term, I'm not a big fan of Tyjae Spears because of that reason. He's going to have issues with the knee eventually. The reason being is even if you got tight quad and muscles around the knee, that ACL is designed to pull that joint tight so that those meniscus, the padding, kind of think of them like brake pads in between the two joints, they don't, slowly, little micro movement, twisting, turning is going to grind that down to bone on bone in that guy's knee. But Tyjae Spears, and who was the other one?
Javonte Williams.
Yeah, I mean, we love Javonte, and we'll be pulling for him, But I don't think I'm drafting any shares, man. I maybe no,
I got it for my Dynasty.
Yeah. So I guess you got.
I wonder if he's worth holding on to.
He is for sure worth holding on to because it could end well, bro. It could. There's a chance that and we'll be the first ones in here to clap and stand and put him back on a list. We won't sit here and pretend he was the best call of the offseason like we said go all in all drafts or anything, but he's one of those guys you could jump on board really quickly because we've loved him in the past, but he hasn't exactly delivered. But some of that could have been just situational. You just have him in a bad spot, doesn't work out well, and now he's he's in a different environment and he's probably a year more healthy and the opportunity's there. But I don't know, it's Dallas kind of crapped the bed last year at the running back position. They keep crapping the bed at it, and it's going to be a high octane heavy pass attack. But it just depends. I mean, Javonte had moments where I thought, oh, wow, that was the old Javonte of old, but then they didn't give him the ball, and then you never really saw it again. So I'd say if you got him in Dynasty, you're holding. Yeah. No one's going to buy him. Unless you throw a first rounder in Javonte to go get an undervalued player that no one sees coming, bro. Like a running back, You could almost go wide receiver. Across position could be even craftier too, but I don't know. I wonder if you could give a first rounder and get like a Cam Scatterboo. Cam Scatterboo.
No, the guy in my league won't trade Scatterboo at all.
But that is an example of something I would do. I know I can't get rid of a future first rounder for Cam Scatterboo. Maybe you tried just a future first rounder for him. But Javonte, in that league you can't. But if anybody out there has that opportunity, or a player like that, or you just want to trade a first rounder for Cam Scatterboo, it's something I would do. If I think I got a 2.1, essentially, it's a 1.12, I'm trading that for Cam Scatterboo. I think Cam Scatterboo will be worth a 1.9, 1.10, 1.11 here very shortly in rookie-only drafts as soon as he makes waves at all. I got to draft real quick. Hold on one second, bro. Hold on one second.
Thanks, man.
Damn, man. I don't know who I'm going to take here. I guess I'm going to go Tootin shopping. Go Bashal Tootin. I got a lot of running backs. Am I all running backed out? Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm pretty done at RB. So we got Tootin. And then... yeah, so we'll see what they're going to do here. I went late tight end shopping, but I think this is a good strategy in best ball. I usually go Mark Andrews, and then I wait about 20 or so picks, come back, and I grab Isaiah Likely. So I think this could be a very solid strategy. Hopefully I don't get sniped right here, but by even saying that. But everyone's got a tight end. This guy's got 2 tight ends, then the guy after him has 2, or this is him. He has 2 tight ends, same guy. And then after him has 1 tight end. So it should be good. All right. Anything else, bro?
No, that's good for now. Thank you, man.
All right. Call back if you got another one.
Peace out.
We got a couple super chats here. Sim says, Denny, make no mistake, you are treasured beyond measure. The few, the proud. Appreciate you dropping that again. Garrett with the super chat says, won the Moon Man League last year. See you in the Mars Man League. Can't be that stupid.
Nice.
Crazy take that Sanders won't succeed in Cleveland. It's also not a crazy take that he will, bro. Like, no one's necessarily saying you're crazy, but you're acting like my stance is crazy. If you said, Garrett, this is your problem. I don't think you're listening. I really don't think you are. And I appreciate the super chat says you continue to argue this point where you're not winning. Is that I didn't come in and say, you're ridiculous if you don't believe in him. If you don't think he's a top 12 to 15 quarterback, you're out of your mind. I just told you the Browns could screw it up. There's no guarantees. Even if you come back and he busts and you say, Smitty told you, I'm not going to give you credit. You think I'm going to give you credit for predicting something that the Browns is 50-50 are going to screw up? Garrett, you're not listening. You're not listening. No one's saying it's a crazy take to project it to not go right. But it's crazy to suggest that it can't go right because you're doubling and tripling down and playing the same game that everybody else is playing, Garrett, where you're throwing a lot of hate on the kid and you don't even know what he's capable of. You're wishing him to fail before he even gets a chance. He looks great right now. Just wait, Garrett. Just wait. Rock out, you're live.
Can I give you my team so
far? Number for Jake. He's asking again.
Yeah, here's the phone number. Hold on.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Doing it live. All right, go ahead, Rock out. What's your team?
All right, so far, RJ Harvey, Kamara, Montgomery, Scatterboo, wide receiver, BTJ, London, Evans, Cup, Kyle Williams, and Andrews.
Nice. I like it. I like it, my boy.
Like that.
This team right here, how do you guys feel about the squad I'm building here? It's timed out on Pollard. It's very running back heavy. But I just don't like any of his receivers in this range. It's such a ghost town wide receiver territory. I just usually skip it, go shopping at other positions, and come back and get guys that I think are just as good as the guys going right now. So my tight ends are Andrews and Likely. I like that cuff. I think it produces. Nakua, Rice, and Hunter. It was so strong as a 3. I was able to play the games I'm playing at wide receiver. Achane, Henderson, Pollard, Scatterboo, Charbonnet, Tootin, and Mahomes. Not my best team, I'll admit. It's good, though. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Yeah.
What were your wide receivers again? Say it one more time.
Puka, Rice, and Hunter. It's not my favorite team, but it's unique. It's definitely a unique build. I just don't know. I don't know if it's my. God, I want it. Do I grab Bigsby here? I've already got too many running backs. Do we go with? What do you guys think of Jalen Noel?
Good shot.
We'll grab him.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he won't be competing with Collins or Higgins. I think he's more of a slot guy. He can play all over.
You guys like Keenan Allen or Michael Wilson Jr.?
Wilson.
Wilson for now.
Cedric Tillman over or Thielen? Any better?
I mean, I still think Thielen's going to get, some decent targets at least first half of the season, but a lot of competition there too.
Let's go.
We get Booker. Tillman's probably highest upside, highest ceiling.
I'm going to grab Tua here just to get a backup quarterback. Still an interesting squad. Not my favorite.
Really hope the Cardinals use their wide receivers right this year.
Yeah.
They're saying all the right things.
Yeah, I really do like Michael Wilson. I think he could have at least 905 or 6, which is a really good wide receiver 4 or 5 in best ball.
Yeah.
They'll rotate in, perfectly. They'll have a game where they have 60 and a touch or 80 yards and no touchdowns, but 5 receptions, and he could easily be a 1,000-yard receiver. Denny's so mad that he got the 3 X's.
Yeah.
He's Denny, I'm just glad to see you in the chat. Usually you don't come around and call the phone line. You call the phone line 2 hours after I've been live. I'll just see 8 missed calls from Denny. I'm like, Denny, I wasn't live. I think he tries to get me in the studio, though.
One-on-one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who else is on the phone line? We got Rock Out, Travis. Here's the phone line one more time, and then I think I got the super chats answered.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
He's supposed to be called in. I don't know what's taking him so long. With that number.
I just love how people get so bent out of shape. It's almost like politics. It feels like with Shedeur. Not that Shedeur's the hate is about politics, but it feels like when people argue politics, when people argue Shedeur, it's like here's somebody just saying that they're not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong if you think he just won't make it. I don't like. But you're sitting here trashing the kid, talking about how he has no shot. It's really on the Browns. The Browns are the ones that are either going to elevate him or he's going to fall flat on his face. And I know it's just camp and it's just one day and all, but he's already looking great and he looks like a leader. He's got an amazing accuracy and his arm is fine. People acting like he hasn't got a strong enough arm. Out of your mind. Out of your mind.
I know. That's crazy to say that.
Michael Wilson just fell. So that was good that I took Tua there. So the team so far. All right, guys. Go to the lobby. Go to the lobby and click on a puppy draft. Let's join a puppy draft together. So click the puppy draft now if you want to get in. We'll jump into a puppy draft right now. They fill quickly, so you literally probably already full. But that's how you get in. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to rumble.
I don't want a puppy draft.
You what?
I said I don't want a puppy draft.
Well, that's too bad. Jake?
What is this, Smitty or what?
Well, no, Jake. This is his receptionist. Did you want to speak with Smitty? I can put you on live.
Oh. Well, yeah. I just wanted to.
Okay, Jake. What did you want to talk about with Smitty tonight? I'll tell him.
Well, what I want to do. I enjoy the show. First of all.
Okay.
I just wanted to list. Here's what I want to list. I want to list my QB1, QB2, RB1, RB2, wide receiver 1 through 3, tight end 1, 2, and say Rodgers is going to Pitt.
All right, hold on. Save it for Smitty. Hold on, save it for Smitty. Hold on 1 second. Yo, you're live. Okay. What's up? Who's this, Jake?
That's right.
What's up, Jake? What can I do for you? You're live on the show.
This Smitty?
This is Smitty.
All right, brother. All right. Here's what I'm going to give you. Yes, sir. Hey. All right, so I'm going to give you a little list here. All right. I'm going to give you my...
Okay, Jake, you took too long. You took way too long. Like, you literally just saying over and over and over. I'm going to give you. This is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you. Hold on. And what I'm going to give you is give you. And what I'm going to give you is give you the give you. Okay, so, like, Jake, you got to speed it along, my guy. You had plenty of time when the receptionist was, letting you think about what you wanted to say. Jake, try again if you would like it. Kin to Gump. All right. So this draft, this other draft filled quickly. Let's go over to the Schnauzer. Or no, I did a puppy. Where's the puppy draft? Hold on a second. I gotta close this out and open it. I think the draft. I took Jamar Chase. I queued Jamar Chase. If anybody missed out, just join a draft alongside. You'll be fine. All right, call back again. Was it James? We'll try again. James, get it all ready and loaded though. Get it all loaded. Get it in your mind. Get it ready to spit it out, and then we'll help you out. Here's this draft that I just started. H-Hand just went. Okay, so McCaffrey and Henry. This is a puppy, not a weekly win or anything. So McCaffrey and Henry, very risk loaded right there. Malik Neighbors and BT, H-Hand and Nico. Ashton Genty owners on the clock right now. Let me tell you about telling you. What was Jake? And Jake is the one that super chatted the Caleb bet, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So he, no offense, Jake, but I don't know if you knew what you were saying anyway. Okay, here we go. We're almost on the clock here. I got the one pick finally, by the way. So we've got, the RBs are brutal here. So I'm going to go Kyron. George Kittle's there. Man, God, nothing fell. Nothing fell right. I guess I could go. Should I go T. Higgins and Chase? Or should I go Marv? Let's go. Let's do the Bengal stack.
Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Let's try it out,
Jake, you can try again. As long as you aren't
boom week.
as long as you aren't trolling. Jake, try again. A lot of people think you're trying to troll.
Gump and Denny in the chat.
You guys are saying go Higgins. Yep, I did. All right, so from the left to right, Jamar Chase, Kyron, T. Higgins are the three that I have. The 2 slot, JJ, JT, Marvin Harrison Jr. The 3 slot, Barkley, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. The 4 slot, Bijan, Bucky, Tyreek. The 5 slot, Gibbs, McBride, Chase Brown. The 6 slot, Lamb, McConkey, JSN. The thing I don't like about this team is, you're putting a lot. I love risking the biscuit on JSN, but not when you're also taking Ladd in the teens. But we'll see what it does for you. Puka, Bowers, and McLaurin. I love McLaurin, but I'm not loving him in the 3rd round. I'm just not. Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Josh Jacobs. Genty, Drake London, Rashee Rice. Nico, Devon Achane, Josh Allen. I like that 3. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Lamar Jackson. Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, and Jaden Daniels. Now, the 11th spot's back on the clock. Neighbors, BT, Lamar, and who? Is Jake going to call back? Jake, call back, my boy. Unless you're trolling, don't call. Or you'll never call again. But, Jake, if you like to retry, I'm ready to go, Jakey. I'm ready to go. Tell me why Caleb Williams is. You say Caleb's a, what do you say, running back 1? Didn't he say something about Caleb Williams or Caleb Williams? Caleb Johnson will be the running back 1 or something?
Yeah. He's saying in Pittsburgh will be the running back 1 over Warren. And then he was saying, over RJ Harvey. Who was it?
I thought I saw him.
Ted RJ Harvey and Judkins.
Yeah, I saw that, but I
have a better career.
I thought I saw something else earlier. Smitty doesn't tell you squids.
That was a big qualifier too. Actually, he said, "I'll bet by year 3 he's out producing all 3."
Denny says Smitty doesn't tell you squids that Denny funds the show, and I can pull the plug anytime. Denny, you haven't super chatted in like I don't know, maybe 5 months, 6 months. So I no pressure or anything, but you haven't dropped a super chat, and I can't count how long. I don't even remember the last time it was. So I don't know that you're funded. I don't even think you're keeping this LED light on right here. This little LED in there, Denny. I don't even think you're keeping that on.
Are you keeping that LED on?
Denny might. I don't know. All right, hold on a second, bro, and I'll help you.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. Hold on 1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second.
I don't know.
Jake, hold on. Jake, hold on a second. I know what happened. You're not hearing me. Listen, hold on a second. I know exactly what happened. Okay, Jamar Chase, Kyron Williams, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, R.J. Harvey.
Let him cook.
No.
And R.J. Harvey, unfortunately.
Showdown.
R.J. Harvey, unfortunately. Jake, I'm trying to.
Everybody's falling for that.
Jake, calm down. You're interrupting a lot.
I'm good.
Second of all,
I'm good. I just don't want to be disconnected.
Yeah, but you keep interrupting. You're on your way to disconnection. In fact, you got 3 X's already, Jake. Damn it, Jake. Jake, next time you try calling, make sure you don't interrupt constantly.
Those are for Denny. Those are for Denny.
How many people am I talking to here?
You've got 3 of us on the phone line here, pal.
Okay.
I think you got to turn the showdown in the background.
Yeah, that might be Rock Out or that might be Jake. Maybe Rock Out's muted, but Jake, you can't have the show in the background, brother. Reverb is out of control. It's just messy when you call it the show. Jake, you gotta listen. Jake, you gotta listen when someone's talking. You gotta. Do you do this with your girl? Do you do this at home? Do you just interrupt her constantly? I don't know.
Hey, I'm married. I got 2 girls. I know how it works.
Okay, so listen for a second. When you call into the show with the show in the background, your call is as messy as the running backfield in Pittsburgh this year. It's messy. It's cloudy. I can't hear what you're saying. He hung up. He hung up on himself. Take two. Oh God.
He got
is this
married
Wes?
with 2 daughters. He never gets a word in at home, so he's got a
You remember when?
dog on his phone.
Yeah. You remember when Wes called in for the first time and it was like, bro, are you not hearing what we're like? Remember how frustrating that was? That's kind of how frustrating this is. It's like he doesn't understand what the hell is going on. How do I collect all these Baba Booies and Beetlejuices and high pitch Erics? How do I do it? I don't understand. It's just this is like one of those lights that collects the bugs. The show is one of those
One
bug
leaves
lights.
and another one comes in.
It's a whack pack light. It's just a whack pack light. And it's just like, they just call in. And you have this guy telling us that RJ Harvey's a mistake. And remember when we got mad at it was Speedy or whoever drafted RJ Harvey at the 4-5 turn? He's already there now, though, unfortunately. Speedy did too many drafts, drafting him from the 4-5 turn. Nabbit says Smitty, Tet, and Chuba too much for London. I don't think so. But it's a lot. I mean, you could argue both sides for sure. Because Chuba's fantastic. All right, I'm on the clock here.
Yeah, I think it depends on what else you have.
Hold on, I'm on the clock here. Let me go Laporta. I don't have a tight end yet, right? Okay, I kind of forgot. I was mixing this team up with the one I just drafted. So Laporta's not bad here. The question is, I don't like these running backs. I'm gonna bully QB this. I find myself bully QBing with Mahomes so much because he's such a value. So I've got Burrow, Mahomes, Kyron, Harvey, Chase, and Higgins, and Laporta. Smooth.
I like that.
Smooth operator.
I like that Laporta mixed in there.
Yeah, let me look at this. Let's look at it one more time. You guys want to get excited? Joe Burrow, Mahomes, bully QB, Kyron, Harvey, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Laporta.
Really go in any direction now.
London is better than Ted side if we're talking Dynasty. Yeah, but then you got the Chuba part. So yeah, it depends on what you got at RB. But at the end of the day, I think I'd rather have London if I have the depth, but I don't really know your depth story or whatever, or how likely it is. Smitty, this team is better than, of course it's better. It's from the one spot. The spot I drafted from last time is really hard. You know, we're not complaining or making excuses. We go do our best, but no one's talking about Dallas wide receiver room. I mean, Lamb, Hill, Pickens.
Hill?
Lamb, Hill. What are you talking about?
Hill.
Huh?
What are you talking about, Hill?
I don't know. Wait, talk about the Cowboys receiving core all the time. Pickens is going to be phenomenal. And look, Pickens, Dak goes to the moon. Dak goes, here's the Dak Prescott drop if anybody hasn't heard the new music.
Oh, Dak attack. Oh, Dak attack. Lamb. Pickens. Lamb. Pickens. Dak attack. Dak attack.
The thing that people don't talk about a lot is like how amazing Pickens and Lamb fit together, though. They're totally different receivers. So it's going to be a wild ride. Dak's going to the freaking moon. Going to the moon. I've got a draft. You know what I really like about this spot? So I got Laporta already, but I'm gonna stack Kelsey and Mahomes here as a sub stack, which is gonna be unreal. Okay, I got I got Kelsey queued. I'm going to draft Kelsey. What RBs are there? Should I take a stab on Charbonnet or... I'm going to time out, so I better just take him, I guess. It's a nice swing. I'm drafting it's a tough spot to be in here because I don't like a lot of these players, and I love Charbonnet. He could win a league. This is gambling a little bit on that, him getting number one work, but I don't necessarily need it. But this team goes to a whole nother level if that happens. Laporta, Kelsey. So I got Burrow stacked to Chase and Higgins. I've got Mahomes stacked to Kelsey. Like that sub stack is fantastic, and it's truly a double sub stack because Kelsey and Mahomes neither are my starters. So this is an unbelievable potential, help of some kind if I need it. Kyron, RJ, Harvey, Sharps. Yeah, I really like this team. This team is freaking amazing. Okay. What do we got? Who's on the phone? Rock out. You got anything else? And then Travis, if you got anything else, drop it. Thank you, Navage. I would go London, but only if you get the depth for it. Go ahead, Rock out. What do you got?
What do you think about Hawkinson for Minnesota?
Didn't you ask this the other day?
Nah, man.
I think you did. Didn't you?
Someone did.
Someone did. Okay.
Someone did. I don't know if it was him.
I must have left or something. I don't know. Didn't hear it.
Sorry. Yeah, I think I like.
He might bounce back.
I like Hawkinson. Let's go over here and look at where he's going. Okay, so he's already drafted. Let's see where his value is. Hawkinson went in the 7th round. So the thing I always look at is, so Mahomes I like before him, but I drafted him before him. Caleb Johnson, I could go Caleb over Hawkinson and take that chance. Monty went after. I like Monty more than Hawkinson. Go down to the next round. We're talking about round 8 right now. I like Cam Scattaboo over him. I think I'd probably draft Igbuka. I would draft Jonnu Smith over him. I'd draft Kelsey over him. I'd draft Mark Andrews if I cuff him to likely over him. But that's just me. I like Hawkinson a lot, but I'm very much questioning that volume there in Minnesota, So I'm not like the biggest fan of that scenario until it proves itself to me. And I'm okay with this being one of those things that I'm late getting on the train. I'm fine, because there's going to be some of those. You can't be on every train. Otherwise, you wouldn't know who to pick. So that's one that I'm very willing to be like, hey, guys, do you have an extra seat? I'm just going to show up late and just say, prove it to me. I just don't trust it. Wide receiver shopping might be a good idea here, boys. Oh, but I'm going to do something crazy.
I think so.
I already know I'm going to do something crazy. Okay, this is a safe maneuver because I need safety at my wide receiver 3. I took Jack Besh. I think that's not bad. I don't like anybody else that's listed here. I really don't. And so I'm going to go crazy here. I've already bully QB'd. I'm going to grab Dak Prescott. Just because I think he's going to be such a good year. Ooh. So bully QB is very much what I'm doing here. Burrow, Mahomes, Dak, Kyron, Harvey, Sharps, Jamar Chase, Higgins, a very safe Jack Besh, Laporta, Kelsey. I pick my battles and I take my risks in certain ways that other people wouldn't, and that's fine. But I look at the wide receiver.
There are snipers in this draft room.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Go ahead and whisper it, Travis. Maybe he won't hear. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, maybe figure it out. I was just wondering if you might take a certain 2 wide receivers.
Maybe. Yes, sir.
Your team
something that relates to the show? Or are you thinking another?
Oh, no, not even that. Something that relates to one of your quarterbacks.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
That too, though. Yeah.
Well, when I get back on the clock, tell me. So we're on the same page.
I don't even know. One of them might be going. I'll try to see.
I wish I got Scattaboo. I really wanted Scattaboo. Really wanted to draft myself in this draft. It would have been really, really good. Charbonnet and Scat together with I'm already blanking on my entire team. With Kyron and Harvey. If I had Scattaboo in there, man. He got sniped though. Whoever's in here that got him, I think is one of our people. He sniped him.
I'm surprised they haven't made even just a certain tournament. I think we talked about it before, where you could do a couple trades or something.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before to Underdog. What you'd have to have is the draft pick like even swaps. Or what'd be fun is if you could offer up your draft slot to somebody and then they offer up and then you just have to both hit accept and then it switches you. Like that would be really cool. But
yeah,
I think there has to be a certain amount of randomness to these things to qualify the way that they're written in law and stuff.
Avoid collusion.
They have to. Let's see here.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if you could trade after the draft.
No, yeah.
It'd have to be so much monitored.
I brought up they should do Dynasty as well. You're just responsible for like having a rookie draft. You'll have an alert. Your rookie draft is starting, and it starts in May 1st, and you have until the end of the you're on 8-hour timers or whatever. That'd be so awesome. Just have a rookie draft only. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go Garendo, and then
Hollywood gone. That was one guy that he's probably gone by now. I don't know if you'd want him anyway for this build.
I'm gonna go Garendo and Kyle Pitts here. So I'm still going really light wide receiver shopping, but I'm stacking the other positions to the ceiling. Laporta, Kelsey, Kyle Pitts. That's crazy. That's a really good tight end room. Chase, Higgins, and Besh is still very, very good. And dare I say, people that have 4th and 5th and 6th wide receivers, their receivers are not going to be their 4th, 5th, and 6th wide receivers are not going to be that much better than mine to account for the difference in these other spots. Garendo and Sharps are home run hitters. Obviously there's some risk there. Kyron and Harvey are not risky. Joe Burrow, Mahomes, and Dak is fantastic. Part of me wonders if I should just cuff Kyron to both as backups and leave my running back room as is, because then I only have the bye week. But then again, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm guaranteed a top 10 running back aside from the bye week. And then it's like Harvey, Sharps, and Garendo. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But the players available here are pretty bleak. I'm finding myself scrolling like all the way down. See, I still see Michael Wilson's way down there. Manore's way down there. Pat Bryant. I like all these guys as much as the guys. And the other thing that and I hate to say this because I know I'm in Snipeville, but I want you guys to know what I'm thinking. It's more important. Yoshi Voss for this team is critical, because if one of Chase or Higgins go down, I've got a guy that plugs right in and is ultra productive. Not to mention, in the worst of worst case scenarios, Yoshi Voss, Jamar Chase, and Higgins are all going to score points for me every single week in conjunction with the quarterback stack, and it's a really smart play. And that's one reason why I'm playing it so risky at wide receiver, is because I know I'm probably going to grab Yoshi Voss a little early. And Yoshi Voss with those two receivers, Higgins and Chase with Burrow, is just, it almost makes it like your only concern is bye week, and that's like you could get away with some crazy shit.
When you do a build like this with the bully QB, like, and you have the Kelsey Mahomes, do you look for Kansas City receivers at all too? Or
Jalen Royals, Rashard Smith, even.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, Royals, or I wasn't sure about Hollywood or not. I know he was probably gone by the time I mentioned him.
I don't know if he's gone yet. Michael Wilson's
He's like a 129.
Yeah.
In his ADP.
I kind of like the idea of the. First of all, I like Michael Wilson here. I like Dylan Sampson here too, though. Damn it. So I'm going to take Michael Wilson here. Do I take Minor and do the Titan stack, or do I take Dylan?
Ooh.
Do I take Dylan Sampson because my running backs are a little bit shaky?
Well, you could still cut Kyron, right?
Yeah, but I went ahead and went Sampson.
There might be more wide receivers. Yeah.
I went Sampson.
You can build later.
So quarterbacks: Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Dak, Kyron, Harvey, Sharps, Garendo, Dylan Sampson. Just home run hitters. 3 straight home run hitters after Harvey and Kyron. I mean, Dylan Sampson looks so good right now, and the how fast and quick he is in camp. He hasn't really done crazy things other than just like your eyeball test, but like watching him with the footwork drills, I'm telling you. And Judkins looks strong. Judkins looks strong. Dylan Sampson looks Jahmyr Gibbs quick. So it's kind of like not quite, but in the comparison of a Detroit backfield. So it's like you got Monty Judkins, you've got Dylan Sampson Gibbs, and even if it's the Walmart or Temu version, it's still very exciting. Very exciting.
I hope they do something like that. I know I've had Lions fans like kind of snicker and laugh and say, "Oh, everyone wants to do that now." But it's like, if you have the capability to do it, why not? It's a copycat league in some sense for a reason. When these things work. Obviously, it's harder to do. You have to have the right backs.
Jake, stop trying to defy everything I say in the chat. Like, your job is not to be here and be a total anti whatever Smitty's saying, or you're gonna end up getting booted. I don't care if you super chatted or not, but your whole goal in the chat is to literally tell me what I'm doing wrong. You're not gonna last long in the chat at all. Okay? Just let you know, that's not the kind of vibe we want in this community. It's not about disagreeing with me. It's about you're sitting here trying to be a disruptor. You're sitting there going, Smitty, whatever Smitty says. No, wait there. I don't like that one. Smitty, you can't believe you just said, what did I even say last time? Eyeball test on the Browns. Come on, bro. Come on, Jake. Clean it up. Clean it up, bro. All right, here we are. Guess who made it back? My boy Minor. What a smart move, after all. We're going to go that guy and Yoshi Voss, because Yoshi Voss will get taken. So look at this look how nice this wide receiver. The scared Scotties would have ran away from this approach. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Jack Besh, Michael Wilson, Minor, Yoshi Voss. I'll go ahead and grab Restrepo, who will not get taken unless somebody's just trying to snipe me tonight, which is fine. But as soon as I cuff Minor to Restrepo, I think, and I don't need to do that even. I might look at another player and like it better. But Yoshi Voss with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Besh, Michael Will. I got this is safe as can be. This wide receiver room is fine. Laporta, Kelsey, Pitts, Kyron, Harvey, Sharps, Garendo, Sampson, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Dak. This might be the winner, boys. This might be I wish this was a mania.
Really good.
I should have did a mania draft. Blake Corum is still there. I don't know. He's the fourth player down. He might get sniped, but I'm not like extremely upset because I don't know. Oh, I only have one pick left anyway. So I got to pick. Yeah, I'm not even going to take Blake Corum. I'm taking, oh, damn it. Jarquez Hunter. This freaking sniper. That's right. I don't need it. I really don't need it. I really don't. I'm not even worried about it. I think, what does my team need most? The RBs are good. Kyren, Harvey, Sharps, Garendo, Dylan, Sampson. I wouldn't mind somebody else if it makes sense. And Corum will probably be there, it seems. But I think I could go... I could go with the wide receiver, Restrepo. Or if I had Bucky, I'd take Sean Tucker. Should we take Tank Dell? Pour one out for Tank Dell? Out of respect for Tank Dell, I announce my 18.12 pick Memorial selection, Tankless Dell.
Tank Dell Memorial.
Okay, do I go Corum? Tesla is a nice option, but I like Tesla at the end of a draft. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't love it. It's okay. I just think an injury has to happen.
Maybe a flyer on Merritt.
Should I? Yeah, Merritt. Yeah, Merritt's not bad. What do you think? Go flyer on Merritt, take Corum, or go Restrepo?
Maybe I might go Restrepo. I think you could use another wide receiver.
I think I use
I
could use a running back more. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go cross key Merritt because no one will have him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. Rock out. And even though my wide receivers are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 3, 6, 6, 3.
Will you tell Perry I don't control what when YouTube does one of the hidden messages or not?
Yeah, Perry.
Sometimes it has language and they
Perry
flag it. Sometimes it's
Perry, you get quarantined
trying to come up with
all the time. You it just does it. It just quarantines.
He thinks I'm just deleting his messages.
No,
I'm not.
Perry. It's you. You do it. We even see YouTube grab it, and so just don't do it. Okay.
This last one he put in I'm deleting because he purposely did something.
Yeah, come on, Perry, get with it. Okay, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Dak, Kyren, Harvey, Sharps, Garendo, Dylan Sampson, Krosky, Merritt. For those that don't know, running back for the Washington Commanders. They like him a lot. He's a real sneaky running back. Chase, Higgins, and then at the bottom, Yoshi Voss. So I got all three. Besh, Wilson, Minor, Laporta, Kelsey, Kyle Pitts. This is unbelievable. This is probably one of my very best teams I've drafted. So glad I took Higgins because you rarely get Joe Burrow to fall with Higgins and something gets screwed up.
Yeah.
Usually, whenever I've tried it, so I'm glad I did it. I could have easily went Marvin Harrison Jr. So glad I didn't. I like Marv a lot, but I love this in best ball. Perry says, you as well, Travis, quit trying to read my freaking mind. Smitty, I want to play you in a league. I'm ready to run it, fam. Jake, if I had $1 for everybody that thinks, hey, Smitty, I will take you down in a league. Play me. Or I would like to play in a league with Smitty. There's plenty of opportunity, my boy. We've had a Mars man, Moon man, and we have spots to give away in the Pluto League. How many spots have been given away in the Pluto League? Have I given them all out? No, I haven't, right?
Given any out yet?
I haven't given any out yet?
I mean,
Have you given any out for Pluto? I don't know if you've given any for Pluto.
Have I not?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Has anybody gotten a don't joke around? Did anybody got a spot in the Pluto League yet? Maybe I haven't.
I don't think you've done any yet. You did. There was the Garrett Wilson League. I think you gave one to someone recently. Was it Shane?
Yeah, but didn't we other night? I thought maybe we said the highest super chatter was going to get a Pluto spot. Maybe we didn't.
Yeah. You said we were going to do it. I don't think I missed the show. Because Johnny 777, that was
hit my knee.
on Marsman, very spot.
Hit my knee. Jake, it's okay. I have thick skin. I'm kind of messing with you, but I'm also not at the same time. But I'm not. It never bothers me. I am in the Pluto League, says Dean. I don't think so, Dean.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think so, Dean. I don't remember. I don't remember giving you a spot, Dean. Dean's outside my house right now. He's knocking on the window. Smitty. Yeah, we'll be giving spots away to the Pluto League. Yeah, I don't think I have yet. You're right. I think I cooked that up early after. I don't know. But anyway, we'll be doing that. We also have the Garrett Wilson League. It's a best ball draft. It'll be for either. I'll change the name of it depending on the prize, but it's no entry fee. It'll be best ball on sleeper drafting one and done. You just draft your team once. There'll be 24 people in one league, one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one flex, one tight end, and then like 3 or 4 bench spots. And there'll be 24 people in it, best ball, and the winner will get either the autographed Garrett Wilson jersey that I have or something else. We'll figure it out. Anything else, boys?
Yeah. I don't think you have because at first I thought Shane was going to the Pluto League. I thought that's what you were starting to do that night, but it was the Garrett Wilson League you were doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you've done the Pluto. I actually had a trade question for you, Clark. He's usually in the chat. I told him on Patreon I'd ask for him. So he's doing a startup dynasty superflex, and they're doing a startup veteran, like all veterans draft, and then a separate rookie draft. Okay, so 2 separate drafts. They're doing them both to start the league, though. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So basically, he has the 8th pick in the veteran draft and the 3rd pick in the rookie draft.
Okay.
He can trade that. He can trade it and get the 1st pick in the veterans draft and the 10th pick in the rookie draft. He has to take both, though.
Wow. Okay. I'd probably take the 1 and 10 because I'm getting and this. I'm spitballing this, so I might change my mind as I explain it. But the 1 and 10, you're getting Jamar Chase, or you could put it as Genty if you want, but Chase or I'm sorry, you can't because the rookie draft. Oh, Superflex. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah.
So JD5.
Yeah, that's a lot
for sure. Now I'm going 1, and then the 10 and the rookie, you're probably getting Scat, and then this one 8 and 3. You're still forcing quarterback here. So, like, you're probably taking, like, a Kyler or something, and then you're going to have, let's just say it was Hampton. Let's give this side even more, of a reason to say maybe I'll take a side. I'm taking this all day long. So this is from the 1 and 10 versus the 8-3, you know, or even a better quarterback.
Yeah,
like, I mean, even if it was a better
in a super flex, you would have to take the QB still, right? You couldn't risk. You couldn't take like a chase at 8.
It depends.
QB.
It depends. I mean, it's so hard because I'm not forcing like if Mahomes fell, then all of a sudden,
right, that would be the hope.
All of a sudden, I really like this side, you know, maybe even more than this side. But the odds of Mahomes falling to 8 in a super flex, I don't know what the odds are of that now. It could later on. Who's asking that? Ask him to go into the. Or I'll ask.
So him. Greg Clark. I don't know. He might be in the chat right now. I'm not sure.
Greg,
if you're in the chat and you hear this.
Yeah, Greg, if you could go into the projections of your league and see where Mahomes is projected to go. You know, that's a tough one. But even at the same time, it's like JD5 is still such a good pick, bro. Thoughts on Rattler for Dynasty? Love you, bro. Jerry, I don't have any thoughts on Rattler at all in Dynasty. I don't even think I'd take him at all. If you own him already, you're hopeful, I guess, but they like Shuck more than Rattler already. So, you know, they've already moved on in a way.
Yeah, I thought this was a good question just because, and I know he had said, like, he knows for sure at least 4 of the first 7 guys before him are taking QBs. Sorry, he knows it, like, for sure. So, you know, the odds that, like, a Mahomes or Burrow might fall to him.
I'm taking this side all day. And then I'm trying to work this 10 up, bro, to get, like, 7 or 8 so you can get Harvey. Because all of a sudden, if this becomes... And you might even get Harvey at 10 in a super flex if you're drafting soon.
He mentioned... He said Harvey or Scat, so he's thinking the same way you are.
Yeah, so if Harvey's available at 10, then this side now wins, even if Mahomes does fall. And if you can trade up 1 or 2 picks here using like future second rounders, or you know, or you could trade a future first rounder to move the 10 up as high as possible. I'd do that. I'm crazy. I like it, bro. All right, rock out, Travis. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Is like Tyler Warren like the main target you want for the Colts if you even get a target from the Colts?
Yeah, that's it. I don't want anybody else. I mean JT, but
yeah.
I mean, receiving. Warren.
Yeah, as far as receiving.
Warren's a good player in
They'd have to have a
position. What, Travis?
I was just gonna say, like, I like Downs, but I would need a QB playing really well.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think he's gonna be consistent.
Yeah. Warren was getting so many design plays for him. This is the tight end that, like, he comes in and he's the target hog probably. Downs is okay. Downs would take at the right spot. Like, he's a good maybe 5, wide receiver 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Denny says one bold pick. What are you talking about? All right. I appreciate you all. Do I have anything that
all right. See ya.
All right. See you boys later. Call in tomorrow. Later, Travis.
Oh. Yeah. See you, Rocco.
Okay. We got, what do we got here? Let's try this one right here.
Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting shit.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it. See you all later. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Annoyed on call in FM running. I don't know what you're saying, Jake. Jake, I still don't know what you're saying. Live Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. And also live most midnights drafting, baby. See you all tomorrow.
Got him.
I got one more super chat here from Justin. I'm not disagreeing with you, so don't kill me, but I just don't understand how is Josh Downs good in underdog where it's a spike week skewed? How is Josh Downs good in underdog where it's so spike week skewed? How is he not good or how is he good, Justin? I mean, there's very much a reason to argue both sides. So I don't know what side you're on because I said I like him at a certain spot. And then I said I don't really like anybody but Tyler Warren, but I like Josh Downs at a certain spot. And you're saying I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't know what side you're on. Denny says, thanks for nothing. Here, Denny, call in real quick, Denny. The show's over, so technically speaking, we can have a little conversation real quick. Denny, I'm waiting for you. Let's give Denny a little bit of a break. Denny's like the only person maybe, you know, we cut a little slack. Call in, Denny. Call in, Denny. Just you and I. And the live chat. I'm waiting, Denny. Oh, Denny. Oh, Denny. Oh, Denny. Oh, Denny, darling. Are you there, Denny, darling? Denny's scrambling for the phone. Denny, where are you, pal? Okay, he's not calling in. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you.
Got him.